So we are so glad today to have our Parent Learn and Learn on Crafty Kids, led by Jennifer Price, our children's librarian at the Mountain Island Library. So thank you so much. I'll turn it over to you, Jennifer.
Great. Thank you, Elise. And, Fatima, I just want to say that, and to anybody else who is listening to this as well, I haven't considered myself a very crafty person. In fact, I've set goals last year. I said, this year, I'm going to be craftier and more creative. But what I've discovered is that creativity comes in a lot of different forms. It's just that the craftiness is probably not my strong point. But as you'll see in probably about 15 minutes, I'm going to bring in somebody who is much craftier than I am. And I kind of look up to her for inspiration in craft. So we'll meet Jackie in a few minutes. But first, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the objective today, which is to connect literacy and creativity through crafting. As a librarian, especially a children's librarian, I'm very much, aware of the different ways we can be creative, but also in incorporating that creativity into the things we read, the things we do here at the library, like our program. And so I would like for you to leave here today knowing that you have the ability to select age-appropriate books, find resources that your children are going to love. But you'll also be able to ask thought-provoking questions, because having a dialogue, interaction, engagement with your child is very much a part of learning and cognition. They're going to be able to increase their vocabulary, and you will be able to connect to their world through this process. So creativity is so important. We're going to become creators and creatives, as they're saying today. I'd like to show a little bit about BiblioCommons, but being that it's April and Earth Month, hey, let's help the environment too. And there's a lot of ways that we can do that through crafting. We also want to save our resources, and you can do that. You don't have to run to a craft store to get your craft. You might be able to find most of your material in your recycle bin. We want to have fun. But let me talk a little bit about improving overall cognition. So what is cognition? It's really about understanding, okay? So it's a process, a mental process of kind of, just kind of thinking and understanding what you're experiencing at the time and making sense of that experience. When they're developing, the children are developing when they're young, they go through cause and effect by touching things, by even just vocalizing or pushing things. So they go through that process. Also, spatial awareness develops during the first year, definitely. Sensory awareness. All of the experiences that they have, they're processing mentally, and that's part of cognition. And then play is a very important part of learning for all children. And it is how they understand their world through play. But literacy too is very, very important, because they are developing their skills. Language acquisition happens during those first few years. And so I want to put a plug in for story time, not just at the library, but also at home, in reading to your child. So let's talk a little bit about how we can find good resources. You don't have to go out and buy books, and you may do that sometimes. I do too. But I'm amazed at what we do have available at the library, and hope you have a library card. If you're in this county, you can get one for free. If you're in a neighboring county, you can also get one too for a small fee. But this is BiblioCommons, and if you get onto cmlibrary.org, BiblioCommons is where you're going to find something. And the very first page of our website, talks about finding something. So you're going to do a search in BiblioCommons, and it's going to kind of look like this. This is an advanced search, and it allows you to put in different filters it says down here, to construct your query. That's just your question. What is it do you want to know? And you can put in anything from subject. Oh, I want to find books on crafting, or, if you have a favorite author or what. So I'm going to turn the page here. And that's just a close-up of what I just discussed right there. If I'm trying to find crafting books, I'll probably put in the term craft or crafting or craft. And then if you're doing it with kids, you want to put in the children's nonfiction collection. But the more filters you put in, the chances are more likely that you'll get what you want and not a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't want. And that goes true for when you're Googling something as well, right? So when I did that, I found on this site, it says 387 results, and I certainly don't want that. And then it lists the top 10. But this first one is cool crafts with flowers, leaves, and twigs. And the subtitle, Green Projects for Resourceful Kids. So green projects, something we can do with our environment. And this will bring in, if you do something like this and you get this book, you get outside, you get outdoors, you get to enjoy nature. You get to find materials that are absolutely free. And you can actually make things that are really cool. So it's great to find books to help you get started. These can just be ideas for you. And if you're not coming from a crafting background, the ideas are so important. And then the one below is cool crafts with old wrappers, cans, bottles, also along the same lines as the other one, which is green projects for resourceful kids. Now, what I did find as I looked through many of these books is that there may have only been a couple of books in our system, but what I discovered is there's a lot of different titles within crafting. So there's no lack for resources there, even if there's just a couple titles. And that's just a close-up of that particular book. And if you're not familiar with getting books on hold, you can place a hold on it. And that just means we have the system, but maybe it's not available at your preferred library. And or you have to wait a little bit for it, but you can put your you're gonna put your place hold and then your account number in there. I also wanted to take an opportunity to let you know that crafting is kind of wide open, and you can even do edible crafts in the kitchen. I remember several months ago, I did another Lunch and Learn with kids in the kitchen and all the different wonderful things you could make with food. So keep that in mind. Here's just some of the book covers that I found, and there were so many, but I thought these were pretty cool. Down on the left side, the bottom one, there's cultural crafts. So, whatever you want to explore there. And then we've got lots of holiday craft books. We've got craft books that involve animals, and then some earth-friendly craft books. Paper crafts, very easy stuff and materials that are easy to get. Seasonal crafts, and up here on the upper right, it is Kathy Ross's crafts, triangles, rectangles, circles, and squares. So there's a wide range of books under crafting for, I think, just every age, really. And of course, with the triangles, the shapes, and all that, for younger kids, even maybe 2 years old, toddlers, that type of thing. Very simple. But also someone mentioned they had a 3.5 year old. So all of these probably you do very well with. So that's just a selection of what we have, a very small selection. Well, one of those books I checked out, and it was Fun and Easy Crafting with Recycled Materials by Kimberly McLeod. And I got her book out, and what I was doing is a program on recycling for preschoolers. And so one of the crafts that I got, and I'm going to get back here. Oh, here it is. I did was this is a pencil holder, although it could hold, whatever you like, even maybe some paper flowers that your child creates. But it's really cute, and it was made with a toilet paper roll. And who doesn't have those? I know that they actually sell paper rolls, sell them for a lot of money in craft stores, but you can get them for free, I'm pretty sure. And what I did is I just used paper tissue and wrapped it around. Like if you have a gift bag that somebody gave you, recycle that, reuse it. Reuse it. And then just, some construction paper. This little thing is a piece of foam, and I just put some slits in it and poke this down in, and it stands up by itself. So that's really cute, easy. I think, the toddlers, the 3-year-olds, and definitely older can do those, but they can be very creative with it, and they can, like I said, they can hold a lot of different things. But I got that from this book, and what I found out as I was doing more searches, because I had a lot of toilet paper rolls, and I knew I could use them, is I just found a lot of different crafts that I could make with them. One of them is a bug, and I know on the book that we're showing here, it's got a butterfly at the bottom, but this is a little bug that you can make for spring. And mine is very simple, of course, but you can jazz it up with whatever materials you have at home. Maybe you have some spare buttons that you don't know, what it goes to or whatever, or little pom-poms or little jewels or anything like that, plastic beads. But whatever you have, your paper, just use it. And the thing about crafting with little ones is that they're having fun doing it. And that was one of the things that, we want to have fun when we're working with their kids, because they actually learn better, facilitates their learning when they're having fun. So the book mentioned the website here. And so I went to that. And while you can get good ideas from some of these websites, some of them will want you to buy things. You don't have to in most of them. And there's plenty of websites out there that show crafting for kids that you don't have to purchase anything and you can get their ideas. Pretty much like Pinterest, right? If you have Pinterest, you get a lot of ideas. And I'm sure Jackie, when she comes in, she might share that with you. I know she uses that as well. All right, next page is some of the recycled items that you can collect. Very simple. We talked about the roll, egg cartons. And I actually, I see much more of the styrofoam egg cartons in the stores, but occasionally you can find some, or it depends on where you probably shop, that are more of like the cardboard type, like we see up here with the colored eggs. And I like those. Excuse me, one idea that I saw is with dirt. I'm sorry, allergies. And with dirt, and actually Jackie's going to talk a lot about different crafts with soil, but you can put these in here and kind of, grow whatever in each little bin. But one of them was like a caterpillar. So it was really cute and it kind of snaked around. So I liked that idea. And then water bottles, collect water bottles. You can do a lot with them. We're going to see about that soon. Boxes, all different shapes, popsicle sticks, and like jars, mason jars, a lot of different jars, or even if they're plastic, they don't have to be glass. But clean them out and you can use them for a variety of things in a variety of ways. So this is not an exhaustive list of things. And just think about the things that you might throw away or you're not doing anything with in different ways and how you can incorporate them in your crafting. And here's just a picture of, again, the supply organizer that I created. And we had a group of 72 preschoolers in yesterday that all went home with the supplies to make this with when they either get back to class or back at home, and they can give it away for Mother's Day as a gift or something like that. So there's crafts that you can, so many different kinds, and you can do it whether it's sunny outside by looking for your resources or just doing something outside or inside. If it's a rainy day, there's crafts there as well. But I'm going to introduce to you Jackie, who is one of our storytellers here at Mountain Island. And we've got a really small space, so I'm going to back the camera up and get Jackie in there. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the cooking that she's done and about our families who come.
Hi. Oh, welcome. I am Crafty. I love doing the crafts with the preschoolers. And Jennifer was talking about walking and nature walk. When she said that, I thought of a craft, and it's a nature bracelet. You take packing tape, put it on your child's wrist, and while you're out walking, you can pick flowers and just stick it, and they make a little bracelet. It's love picking up things, and especially grass, the little dandelions, and just to put them on, and they come back home, and you can discuss it. Now, I have some recreation. Everything was made from water bottles. Neat little craft. All they did, we cut the water bottle in half. We have tissue paper. You can use glitter and glue. And while you're out this summer, this spring, you can actually take a little tea candle and put it in. And in the evenings when you all are sitting out, it really makes for a cute little device for outside. And the kids love doing this. I did this craft with for Halloween, and we did pumpkins. And I did it just like this so they could stick it in. And I was noticing one little boy, he had turned his upside down, and he was creating his pumpkin. And I'm looking like, okay. And what he did, he took his candle and he laid it on the table, and then he stood on top. Now, that's not the way I had planned to do it, but that was his way of doing it. That shows you kids can become very creative. All you've got to do is supply the material, and they will make it. We've done the dirt baby. Now, this one was really a little cute idea. And all it is soil, and what they do, they can put grass. Grass grows really fast, so we use grass. Plant the grass, and as the grass grows, they can use their little fine motor skills to cut the hair. And it's their little grass baby. I also did, and this is something that they can do for Mother's Day and give us a gift to an auntie or a grandparent. And it's just a water bottle cut in half, turn it up, stick it in, and you've got a cute little vase, and it sits really nice. And you just stick some flowers in. This one is a hanging basket. Once again, something really nice that you can use outside, even if they want to give it to a grandparent or auntie that doesn't have the time to care for a plant. They could take and fill it with dirt and put artificial flowers in it. It is absolutely beautiful. And if they don't want to do that, they could also take that tea candle, stick it down in there, and hang it up outside at night, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I did this craft with my grandson, and we had him hanging out in the yard after we, doing a little out, and they were like, well, where did you get those from? There's so many things that you can do with children, even at 3.5. You would be amazed at what their creativity is going to come up with. And this is chalk glue. This is sidewalk chalk glue. You can crunch it up with a hammer, add some water. They can paint the sidewalk. They can become so creative with things like that. So when you're out, just think of all the wonderful things that's just laying around your house, just like Jennifer said. Tissue paper, anything that's a clothespin. They can do so many wonderful things with just stuff that you have laying around the house. One day, just put it all out on the table and watch it. And it takes them some time. They'll spend a lot of time doing it. And it'll be so much fun for them. I do free school story time, and my children, we do a craft at least twice a month. And we truly enjoy it. Okay, Miss Jennifer.
Well, Jackie, I'm trying to get this back where we can both see each other here. Yeah, we're a little bit closer. There we go. So Jackie, just a couple of questions, because and we've talked a lot about it, that this is my area where I kind of struggle a little bit, and you've helped me plenty of times over the years and with ideas. So what would you say to somebody like me who's having trouble finding ideas to get going with crafting?
I often go online and look. It's never and it doesn't have to be the way that you see it online. That's when you're, oh, well, I could do this, but I don't have that. I'll use this. You just get out there and you just do it.
Okay.
Just try whatever. And it's not solely about us. We're adults.
Yeah.
So we see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
If we put the materials out there, the children are going to see it their way. Mm-hmm. They're going to see it their way. And when it comes to you, Miss Jennifer, just try. Your little butterfly looks really cute. I was amazed. She told me she couldn't do a bulletin board, and she did a really great bulletin board.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's just putting your mind out there and trying things. I'm like that at home.
Okay.
I wanted to extend my deck.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I don't have room for all of these tables.
Yeah.
I got milk crates.
Okay.
Spray painted them, got some ceramic towel, spray painted them, put them on top of those milk crates, and they look fantastic. Wow. I even put flowers on them and clip. Yeah, you just come up with stuff.
So kind of think outside of
the box. Just think outside of the box.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you like it, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
That's good advice.
You can do it. You can do it.
Well, thank you. Like I said, Jackie is so helpful here, and I feel like I'm becoming more creative as I go, and whether it's crafts or being creative in the kitchen, or it's all important because they're exploring. It's part of play, and it's developing them, their cognition, their understanding of the world. So I also want to show you a couple other ones that I found, more toilet paper rolls here. Little animals, so cute. A train, or a tractor. And on the right side, this is just magazine pages, and you cut them into strips, roll them up, and place them, on like a picture frame, or you can make your own picture frame. And it's just so cute and adorable. And it, look on Pinterest, look on, blogs of moms doing this. There's a lot of content out there. One thing that I think is really cute too, very simple, is the fingerprints. And Ed Emberly has some books. I think we do have some in our system as well. And you see that with the fingerprints, we've got a lion. I saw this one as well, and it's really cute. This is actually not a book, but it is a set of fingerprints or fingerprint paint, and they're just really tiny, but you can put their thumb in there, and it's a lot of different colors. And then these rocks. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but if you've come to our library, a lot of times we'll have rocks outside under the trees that the community people have painted and leave there, and it's just so cool to find. But these are really nice to have. Check out our programming too, because those are opportunities to come with your child and be creative. In fact, Jackie has a program called Creating with Books. She's had it for a while, but throughout the system, you have those opportunities. So, to sum it all up, it's about finding ways to help your child develop and also to engage them. Get them thinking about their world and how can they help the environment as well by reusing, repurposing things that you already have. We want to be creative, and we want time for reflection. Stay active, and this is certainly a good activity. We want it to be fun, and we want to be thrifty, and together that spells out craft. I had to be creative. Enough with that. And I think that's the last slide. And I would just love to know, for those of you who are here, is any of this helpful to you? Or, do you have any ideas that you could share with us? Because I would love to know. So if you'd like to speak with us, we would love that.